So I've been doing mods and setups on guitars for quite some time now, but I'm about to embark on my most ambitious projects yet. For me at least, so let's get a preview. Real quickly, before we get into this today, one of the main purposes for this video is I want to get your feedback. If you've got any tips, any recommendations, any suggestions, please leave them down in the comments. Let's go. Welcome back. I'm Tony, and I remember as recently as a year and a half to 2 years ago saying on one of my videos that I'd never adjusted a truss rod before. Maybe that's because I've been lucky and the very few guitars that I was able to get when I was young, I've been playing since I was 11 years old, just didn't need it. You know, everything played fine. Maybe I just was afraid to do it. Now, only a couple of years later, I have done a whole lot more with these things, installing tremolos and things like that. And maybe that's because I've been working with budget guitars and they always need something with setup, some of them more than others. One thing I've never done is swapped out pickups on my own because I don't know about my soldering skills, but I'm going to be doing stuff like soldering, installing a new nut, things that I've just never done. The main focus of this video today is a project that I've been working on since, I guess, January when I went to NAMM and when I met Anders from True Temperament, and we talked about putting a True Temperament neck on this Stratocaster right here. Let me pull this down. This is a very nice made in Mexico Strat that's I guess 2002 to 2003, made in Ensenada. I did a little research on the serial number on here. This guitar is kind of an interesting case here. Now, some things you might not know about me. I used to work in radio. I worked in radio for 18 years, went from San Diego to Vegas, Vegas to Memphis, Memphis to the Outer Banks, North Carolina, then to the Jersey Shore. And that's when I said, you know what, radio is just not what it used to be. And I got out of it. Now, being an air personality, a program director, music director, you have access to a lot of things, and record reps would come in when I was a program director and be like, hey, we want you to play this new song from this artist. What can we do to get you to play it? You know, that kind of thing. And they'd often offer me things like guitars, and they were usually just pieces of junk. And when they offered me this guitar, the band was Default. Remember them? Wasting my time. And I thought they were wasting my time with the Squire and, you know, autographed by the band. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll maybe do a giveaway with it or something like that. Well, when this one came in, it was an actual Fender made in Mexico. And I said, whoa, wait a minute, I'm going to keep this one. And you see that it still has autographs on here. In some places, these were worn off. By the way, first tip that you can give me, if you know how to remove Sharpie from a guitar like this without ruining the finish, please let me know down in the comments. I used to have a feature called Name That Lick on the channel, which you can still find on YouTube, believe it or not. G-Rock 1065, or whatever it was, 1067, 1065. On the Jersey Shore, Press Communications, the company I worked for, asked me to go ahead and make videos after I finished with the show that day, and we put those on there teaching you how to play the lick that I did from that day. You can still find them on YouTube. I'll see if I can put a link down in the description here, but it's under Kramer's G-String. My on-air name was Kramer. Anyways, I used it a lot for that, but as you can see, it's become dirty and grimy over the years. It still even has the sticker on the back of it, but yeah. Hey, upgrading this thing seems like a no-brainer, especially with the True Temperament neck, VegaTrem. Well, let me just show you what I've got to put on here. Alrighty, so here is the guitar, and as you can see, you know, she's a little bit messy. She's a little dirty, and I don't even know what happened to that right there. You know, I used this guitar a lot, but the last couple of years, I just haven't really played it that much. It's been sitting up on the wall. Now, you may have already seen when I did a short with this, but this is the True Temperament neck. This one is the one it's made for Strats, so that's really cool, man. Very curious to see how this is going to go on here. So if you're not familiar, you might want to look up True Temperament, but the idea behind these squiggly frets that are on here is so that intonation is always perfect, because it can be difficult to get intonation just right on a guitar, but with this, it's supposed to do that. And that's just, you know, it's going to be something that's really cool to experience and play. True Temperament logo right there, nice headstock. So one thing that is my first challenge is that this is not drilled. Obviously, you want to drill it for the guitar that you're using. I don't have a drill press or anything like that, so that's where my friend over at Worth Guitars might be able to help me out. But either way, I've got friends here on the beach that I could probably get some help with, but that is going to be really cool. Now, not only is it not drilled, but we don't have a nut on there. So I went ahead and picked up a Tusq XL. Tusq Tone, Vintage Good Looks, Permanent Lubrication. It's permanently lubricated. My wife thought that was pretty funny when she read that. Permanently lubricated nuts. Increase harmonic content and richness and increases tuning stability. This is well, it's a pre-cut one, but I'm sure that we're going to have to file that for this specific guitar, and that's why I have a whole suite of nut files from Stu Mac. They just had a 50% off sale going on, and I also picked up this handle for them as well, so that should be helpful. I picked up some other tools from StewMac as well, which we may feature in some future videos. The fret end dressing file and some other stuff in here. I also got really frustrated with rolls of painter tape, so I picked this up at StewMac as well because it was on sale, so hey, why not? Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to use these on here, but if I don't, I'll get some silver ones. I had a set of these D'Addario locking tuners, which I really like because they have automatic cutting of the string. Once it gets to a certain tightness, just snaps off the end of the string. Nice and clean, and these things are super stable. I've got them on several guitars. I took these off one of the guitars that I sold and was like, well, okay, but they're black, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. Maybe I'll have to get another set. Those are about $100. So VegaTrem has a new version of their VT1 Ultra Trem for S style or Strat style guitars. And this one here, look on the side here, this is the VT1 Special Standard. So it's got, you know, for the 6 screw. That's what this one is, 6 screw. The original VT1 was all stainless steel, almost 300 bucks. This is $198 on Amazon. Same typical literature and sticker that you find in all of their packages. This one is the chrome one. We know about all that stuff. If you haven't watched my video on installing a VegaTrem, I've got 2 of them on here, one for the 2-point and one for the 4-point. This is what I wanted to look at. Yeah, so big difference in this one is instead of the block being stainless steel, the block is brass, which might actually be better. I don't know, but same rest of the bridge there. Stainless steel up here and all of that. And then last but not least, this from Seymour Duncan. It is a triple rails loaded pickguard. Transform any Strat into a fire-breathing beast. Well, it's essentially, well, very similar to the Dave Murray loaded pickguard. Now, I realize that some people that might be blasphemy that I'm completely changing this guitar, changing out the pickguard, changing out the tremolo, changing out the neck, the tuners, the nut, everything. But that's partly the beauty of a bolt-on neck guitar. I mean, all of this could be put back together, and I'll just keep one box that has all of the stuff from this original guitar, just in case. But I have a feeling once I make these improvements, I ain't gonna wanna go back. Let's take a look at this real quick. Hand built in Santa Barbara, California since 1976. Some instructions in here. A brand new output jack. And look at this beauty right here. I'm just gonna pull it out like this because it's kind of attached to the cardboard. But yeah, man, that is gonna be, that's gonna be awesome. Now, apparently this one has everything set up so that it's easy swap type of thing. I don't know exactly how it all works, but I think these terminals right here make that for a simple swap, but I don't think I'm gonna need to do that. Looks pretty good as it is. Yeah, man. Ooh, doggy. And real quickly, while there was some sales going on, I was able to pick up some other parts. We've got some Mojo Tone CTS pots. I've got a couple of these Invader humbuckers, Seymour Duncan, and some JBs. I got this trim bucker because I'm thinking about using this for that Temu Jerry Cantrell guitar that I got. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I definitely got some learning to do, and I have some stuff to play with, so pretty excited about it. So this is going to be fun, maybe a little flustering, but I'm definitely going to learn in the process. And I might turn to somebody that I just recently met from Suffolk, Virginia. He has a company called Worth Guitars, which worth every penny. These are beautiful, customized guitars. He only makes a few at a time, that type of thing. His name is Tony. Maybe I'll turn to him for a little bit of help, but I'm also asking you to help. So if you've got any advice for me on any of the stuff that I've got to do with that, please let me know down there in the comments. All right, I think I've made that point. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to take this guitar right here, the Firefly Warlock, and I've already got all the panels off the back of it because I'm gonna do some work on this. A company called Nordic Pickups hit me up on Instagram after seeing the review for that guitar and suggested they send one of their pickups. So we've got one of those here, and this is going to be pretty cool too. So it's going to make that guitar that much better. I suppose this is the evolution that a lot of guitarists go through. Eddie Van Halen is a perfect example. He just Frankensteined all of his guitars together. I'm not looking to do that, but you know, I need to learn to be able to swap out pickups and to know what problems are with the guitar when there are problems with them electronically. So really excited about this. This is going to be very cool. Big thanks to the companies that work with me here on the channel, including True Temperament, VegaTrem, Seymour Duncan, and others. So yeah, kudos to you. You guys are awesome. So that's all I got to show you today. Just want to give you a little preview of what I'm working on. These projects are definitely a passion project for me, and I hope I don't mess them up. But if I don't, they're just going to be awesome. And then I'll be able to do, who knows, maybe I'll start doing that locally, setups and modifying people's guitars for them. Either way, for me, I think it's going to be an invaluable skill going forward, and I'm looking forward to it. Hey, I want to thank you so much for your support here on the channel. Likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, always very important to my channel. So if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, there's a red subscribe button down there, and notification bell. Click both of those, you'll get notifications when I upload new videos. I just want to thank you so much, really. It's very humbling to me that you even watch the channel, but the fact that you comment and you subscribe and you like the videos, it's a little overwhelming sometimes, but I really do appreciate you. Well, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll catch you next time on the Vapor Trail channel.